So I got to see Submarine at the film festival and on my birthday, and Submarine is a highly anticipated indie film that almost no one can get the chance to see, because it is pretty hard to find. But Submarine is about a 15-year-old boy called Oliver Tate who is trying to stalk two people. Jordana Bervin, who is a girl at his school who he secretly loves, but then becomes his girlfriend quite early on in the movie. And is also stalking someone called Graham, who Oliver is afraid his mother is having an affair with. So Oliver has two goals: to lose his virginity to Jordana, and stop his mother Lily from having an affair on Lloyd. Lloyd being Oliver's dad. I hope you can get one same with that. Now, where to start with Submarine? Because so much happens in this film. But I will say that Submarine is a fresh film. It is. And it's so original and realistic that it sticks with you. And this is a film I will remember for quite some time. And I'm surprised to say this, but it lived up to my expectations. Now, just to start off with, direction in this film is amazing. This is Richard Ayoade's first film, and his direction in this is perfect. Never would you expect so much from Moss from the IT crowd. The way he makes this all play out and he focuses on different things but have them still tie together was great. And the film is split up into different parts, just like Inglorious, people who were born before their parents were married. How about that? Just how that movie was. And how it had the chapters. Well, this has the same thing, and it has different parts. Part 1 focusing on Jordana, Part 2 focusing on Graham, Part 3, the showdown, and then the epilogue. And also, this film is so realistic and feels so real. I am not lying when I say that this never feels like a film. And a lot of the time, I just forgot that I was in a cinema watching a movie. And I know that I've said that before with movies like Super 8 and Inception, but that was BS. What I meant when I was talking about those two movies was that the characters feel so real that you think the stuff in the movie could happen. But I was still in the theatre knowing that I was watching a movie. But with this movie, I hardly ever thought that I was watching a movie, because everything was so realistic and is so much like how teenagers act. And I was immersed in the story, so immersed in the story, that you completely forget you're in the cinema. There was a total of 2 times that I realised I was sitting in a seat watching a movie. That is extremely rare for a film to do these days. Or just at all, even. I will try not to give anything away, but one thing that showed extreme talent is, at the end of the film, it's built on cliches. And it tries and succeeds at steering as far away from that as possible. What I'm trying to say is that at the end, it is built on cliches, and yet does everything to not feel cliched, and does exactly that. And when you're watching it, it feels completely original. And this is leading back to the film not feeling like a film, but this is a film that our generation can relate to, and will probably still be able to relate to for years to come. And of course, how could I forget the story? It was smart, and I loved the way everything would play out on how smart Oliver was in all of these situations. I'm not going to give away the scene, but there's this one scene where Oliver, he's stalking on Graham and his mum at like a speech thingy, and oh my gosh, my mind was blown from how smart that was. Now, I won't go on about how good the movie is anymore, but now let me focus on something that I don't like about the film. And it's also something people should take into account if they're going to or want to see the film. Unfortunately, this is one of those all the big laughs are in the trailer movies, and that really let me down. Don't get me wrong, I still laughed at the jokes, but I could tell that I didn't find them as funny as the rest of the audience was, and it made me wish that I hadn't gone as excited for the film as I did. or more or less just not watch as many trailers and clips as I did, even though I try not to watch many. So if you want to see the film and are quite excited, by all means get excited, because this one is really good and lives up to the hype. But please, do not watch trailers and clips in your excitement. Watch only one trailer and I will put the link to that trailer below. So Submarine is a movie that feels so fresh and up to date, but while I was watching it, I felt like it was made for just the day before. Even though this movie was first shown to an audience last year, it is a movie that feels quite weird and may not be for everyone. But I loved everything about Submarine, and I think it is a shoo-in at next year's Oscars. I give Submarine 5 out of 5 stars. And when I went to go see Submarine, there was a short film which played before it called Blue. So I thought I would briefly talk about Blue, seeing as it was an interesting short film. Well, where to start with Blue? Blue is about a retired children's TV mascot who is really struggling in the real world. And him and a few other mascots like him are having serious money issues. And I'm not going to hide it. Blue is pretty dark and not far off from becoming depressing, but still keeps you very interested. I did like Blue, but at the same time, it's not really my cup of tea. It was very strange and a little hard to get, and the end leaves it to your imagination, which was interesting, and I suppose that is a word to sum up Blue. So, if you have seen Blue, I would like to hear your theories on the end. So, that is my review of Submarine and Blue. So, definitely see Submarine. It's just, while I was watching it, I felt like it was made just yesterday. And, well, actually, it was first shown to an audience last year, as I said. Honestly, what's wrong with this picture? There are movies which have come in, which were like, I don't know, first shown to an audience in July, and I relate to Submarine more. And yeah, it just, yeah, what is wrong with it? And yeah, it may not be for everyone. My mum didn't particularly like it, but I still think people my age will definitely enjoy it. So please do yourself a favour, see Submarine. I'd like to hear what you thought of Blue if you've seen it. It's very interesting. It's kind of, yeah. And that's my review of Submarine and the short film Blue. So I saw Crazy Stupid Love on Saturday, and right now I'm just about to go see The Help. And until next time, boys and girls, guys and guyettes, I'm Thomas, and that's a review. Well, 2 reviews.